Hi Pisces, it's Bailey B hanging out for another intuitive reading to help you explore your subconscious and see what's going on. Thank you for being here. I intend for this reading to give you something fascinating to think about, and I hope you can use that information to lead you to more safety and more fulfillment. I want you to check in with your own intuition to see what's resonating and only take what is sounding true for you. Today I'm feeling a little, I don't know, kind of moody or something. I'm thinking maybe it's the full moon coming up, but I got some of my favorite decks out here so we can kind of check it out. It is Kim Krans. It's a Kim Krans day. I got the spirit animal deck out that she has, and then also her regular tarot deck. And then I also have the Tarot del Fuego cards by Ricardo Cavolo. Thank you to everyone who's liked the videos, subscribed to my channel, and left me a tip. I really appreciate y'all. Alright, let's get out a spirit animal deck. What is spirit animal that Pisces needs to focus on today? What spirit animal is speaking to us as this full moon approaches? And the spirit animal card. Ooh, the elephant. I love this. The elephant is unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. All right, congratulations, Pisces. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with light of self-knowledge. So, we've got a couple of things in there, Pisces. It's very auspicious. So we've got something good coming towards us, good fortune. We know we've been working on our inner wisdom lately. So we've got that, you know, no, I wouldn't say like totally on lock, but at least we're in the flow. And then it asks us to trust that if we are feeling stuck, that the path will soon become clear. So maybe that's what I'm feeling today. And then to add to the mystery, it is known to create obstacles to steer us in the right direction. So let's pull out some tarot cards to see what those might be. All right, what do we have for Pisces here today? What is Pisces' main energies? Ooh, the Daughter of Wands and the World. One more card for Pisces today. And the Empress. Wow. And then, ooh, the Five of Cups on the back of the deck. Kind of a disappointment feeling, but that's what we don't see. So the front-facing cards here are really strong. The Daughter of Wands, the World card, and the Empress. A lot of really powerful feminine energy here. I'm feeling that we've been persistent, we've been dedicated, we've been patient, and these are really strong qualities that are showing through here. The Daughter of Wands is incredibly creative, imaginative, persistent, goes after what they want. This mirror card would be the Page of Wands here. So somebody who's ready for adventure, and somebody who is blossoming with this really intense, like I keep wanting to say, imaginative energy. So maybe you've been really creative lately, you've been using your imagination. I was talking last reading about using your imagination to set goals and to visualize what you want your future to look like. So if you've been doing that lately, it's showing up here, and it's taking you through a graduation portal with the World card here. I think we're all really leveling up if we've been focusing on spiritual things lately, especially like, if you've been watching readings a lot or just reading in general, studying. I talked about like chanting and mantras in the last video, affirmations, which I'm planning on putting out some affirmation videos soon. Those kinds of things can really ground us, get us into a practice where we're honoring our receiving side, our feminine side, and our patience, our subtle persistence over long periods of time. These are all energies that I'm feeling are represented here right now, especially with the Empress card. This is like the ultimate feminine, mature energy where you're just sitting in your own confidence and your intuition, your inner knowing, and just feeling safe and secure knowing that things are coming and flowing to you. This is in the future spot though, so maybe this is where we're headed. It's like we're graduating from this Page of Wands energy, going through this portal and coming out the other side with this Empress energy. So I'm excited to see how we get through this. I'm definitely seeing some underlying sadness here with the Five of Cups, especially in this card. This is kind of why I picked this deck, because it's really emotional here, the way that Kim Krans draws these black and white figures, or the way she adds or doesn't add color to each card. But in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's this feeling of like you're focusing on something that is past, that's already over with, that you can't do anything about, and there's sort of an encouragement to look to what you still have left and be thankful for what you do have. I think in this Five of Cups, I get a little bit of that, but I'm also getting more that needs to be an acknowledgement here of this sadness. A lot of times when we get focused on bettering our lives, we tend to almost like over focus on positivity in a way that we start to ignore the things in our life that make us sad. And ignoring anything is never good. You always want to be able to have time to process sad feelings. Like, we're not robots, we're not having happy feelings 24/7. If you are, then congratulations, you probably graduated to a higher plane of just existence than most of us. But for me, I definitely feel sad feelings a lot. And instead of pretending like they aren't there or sweeping them under the rug or pushing them aside as soon as I start to feel them, I think it's best if we get into the habit of acknowledging them and like talking about them in our heads or with other people. But you kind of have to acknowledge it within yourself first, right? Before you can express that to other people, and only safe people too, because not everyone's going to understand this, especially if on the outside our life looks really polished and we look like, we're the strong ones, we're the ones that have it all together. It can be hard to admit that we have this sadness, but sadness is healthy and it tells us that we're still functioning correctly and that we have a radar that works and can warn us when we need to process something or have extra time to move through these feelings. I think facing them is the key, and not keeping them hidden here on the bottom of the deck. The Seven of Cups reversed tells me that we're coming into a time where things are becoming more clear. This is kind of what we talked about last reading too. If you are clearing out sort of these illusions or the things that are in your way that are having you sort of see, I'm like, keep envisioning like when you have smudge on your glasses, right? It's like you can still see, but it gets blurry and it's annoying. You're distracted in a slight way. Like when we clear off those things, it gets a lot easier to feel our feelings in a rational way and move through them without holding on or clinging or any of those things that can be destructive, the destructive side of sad feelings. So I see you moving through this here and really getting through the illusion. And especially with this Two of Wands popping up too, look at all that color and amazingness. This is, knowing where you're going and doing what it takes to get there. So I see this all as a positive in the end. I appreciate that you're acknowledging your sadness, and I appreciate when people are honest about their feelings. So I think this is something you can focus on moving forward, and honing in your practice of feeling your feelings, processing your feelings, maybe talking about your feelings, and then moving on from those feelings, and being able to not to release them, being able to release them and not hold on to them or cling to them or ruminate, things like that. All right, so let's see what else we have as far as what's happening with this Daughter of Wands, Page of Wands energy here. What is the Page of Wands, Daughter of Wands for Pisces? Ooh, that was 3. 6 of Pentacles on the back of that pull. All right, the 7 of Wands popped out first, and then we have the 5 of Wands and the 7 of Swords. So yeah, we had the 7 of Wands yesterday too, talking about how we're balancing, how we're feeling a little bit inundated, but we're using our skills to be calm in the middle of the storm and to properly juggle the things that are coming at us. The 5 of Wands is telling me here that you're feeling inundated, right? And you've built this shelter for yourself here to keep yourself safe. You're still nurturing yourself and doing the things that it takes to protect yourself here. So all these wands, all this wand energy is like, you know, our dreams, imaginations, hopes, fears, the creative space, as well as like the passion and emotional space. Not necessarily emotional because that's cups, but like, you know, the place in us that really keeps us motivated and fired up. This is the place that often has to have the most strength to protect itself, because once we lose that motivation, it's really hard to get anything done. Like, we have to continue to be strong in this area of, you know, creativity and boldness and standing out from the crowd. It takes a lot of energy to do those things, and it takes a lot of energy to keep ourselves safe while doing those things. So I see you, you know, really getting good at giving yourself shelter and using your skills to protect yourself from all of this busyness that's happening in your world right now. And we also have the 7 of Swords, which is about thoughts, worries, anxieties, things that can, you know, eat away at you if you don't take them with a grain of salt or keep them under control in terms of, you know, ruminating and things like that. I still see you being bold here in the face of all of this. So, wow. I mean, congratulations, Pisces. Just on that alone is a really huge feat. I see you protecting yourself. I see you protecting your ideas and your creativity. And I see you, you know, fighting a little bit of that anxiety and worry mind, but I also see you overcoming that. 6 of Pentacles on the back of the deck is what you don't see coming, so maybe this will be a rest for you. I think maybe it could be some extra financial help, or even just like a little bit of knowledge, information help, some sort of help here that is allowing you to get through all of this busyness. Maybe it's, you know, friends and family helping out here or there with the smaller tasks, but I do see you needing a little bit of assistance. So maybe be mindful of asking for help when you need it, and being able to trust other people to follow through for you just in the same way that you would be there for them. Okay, let's get some information about this World card. What is the graduation that Pisces is going through right now? What do we have here for Pisces, the World card? And the 5 of Cups again. Let's get one more card here. Pisces. Oop, I guess 2 more. 10 of Swords on the back of the deck. So yeah, you're really going through some inner turmoil right now. I'm really sorry, Pisces. It can be really tough. We have the Knight of Wands. The Judgment card came out first, which I was stoked about. The Five of Cups, and then the Knight of Wands and the Two of Swords came out after that. So with the Judgment card here, you know, we have you being judged essentially from the universe, like not in a negative way, but just the truth always comes out in the end, right? So if you are somebody who's been putting in the work, doing the job that you know you need to do for yourself and for others, you will be judged fairly. And this is, for me, a card about hope, about, you know, people really being seen for who they really are. I think about raccoons, and they're not very well liked in our culture. It's, but here they are on this card with an archangel looking down on the earth. Obviously, they're being noted here, so it's this feeling of like, just because others don't see you for who you are, or don't appreciate you, or you might be, you know, kind of on the outside of things, you might feel like an outcast sometimes, or just like because you're somebody who works hard and is protecting yourself, a lot of times that can rub people the wrong way. And so we get pegged as like either selfish or difficult or whatever, which is totally untrue. I think Pisceans can be some of the most helpful and loving people out there. But because we have a sense of justice, we are sometimes judged unfairly from the outside. So this Judgment card is coming to say that you're going to be judged by the universe and by the things and the truth that comes out around you ultimately in the end, and you'll be judged well, correctly, and fairly. The Five of Cups is, you know, repeating here this energy of sadness, a little bit of depression, or like something's missing. Not that you're just like consumed or anything like that, but and if you are, you know, please don't hesitate to seek professional help. I am not a professional, mental health professional, doctor, or anything of the sort. So, you know, I go to therapy myself, and I highly recommend it for anyone who's struggling on a deeper level, especially with this Ten of Swords. This can mean like a lot of worry, sadness. I just got the word scared. You might be feeling kind of scared lately. But these are all things that you can show the world, especially trusted confidants, and or express yourself through some art, writing, journaling, painting, drawing, any of those kinds of things that are cathartic, that can get these feelings out and out of your body, out of your mind, and into the physical world. Then we can examine them ourselves, and it's a lot easier to get a better perspective on what it is that we're feeling. The Knight of Wands after the Page of Wands here, so a lot of wand energy, a lot of strength, power, creation energy here. The Knight of Wands is standing sturdy on these four legs. He's built a, you know, a home for himself. He's put away some money for himself. He has the key here to his own castle. And I feel like, you know, because of all of this hard work, you've started to create this for yourself. Or you're in the process of creating this for yourself. But this is the ultimate goal, right? This is what we want to keep in mind here, that even though we might be feeling kind of sad and like the world isn't seeing us for who we really are, you know, a lot of times when we are weighed down, like here with the Two of Swords, by these heavy swords, especially in the traditional deck, it's like somebody blindfolded trying to hold two swords up in the air, like indefinitely, which looks exhausting. Here, it's more about you feel like maybe you're being cut off from seeing or saying things, or seeing clearly, or saying things that you want to say, like just maybe a little stunted, like we were talking about with the elephant here. Like if you've been feeling stuck, this is kind of that feeling of the in-between, feeling stuck, like you're not moving forward as fast as you want to. But I see here with the Knight of Wands, especially graduating from this Page of Wands energy, that you are moving towards that stability and that safety, that safe place for yourself, even if it's taken a lot of painful work to get there. All right, so let's get out some clarifiers for the Empress here. What is the Empress here for Pisces? What is this strong feminine energy that's here for Pisces right now? All right. Ace of Wands on the back of the deck. New passion, a new passionate idea. The longevity it takes to remain passionate, like when you first had the idea. The King of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and the Devil here for the Empress. So, wow, a lot of masculine energy under this Empress card. Maybe it could be a balancing act for you. Still, again, more balance for us, Pisces. We can never escape that yin-yang, can we, Pisces? So both the Empress and the King of Pentacles have this energy of, you know, regality, of stability, of financial security, safety. It's just sort of like the top of your game here, right? So this is what you're moving towards, and I'm really seeing you striving for this material stability, and this balance of masculine and feminine, especially with this Empress energy. This is a place of like not having anxiety over what you're going to accomplish, or you know, where you're going to get your next paycheck from, or where the rent's going to come from next month. This is like the opposite of that feeling. This is the feeling of being abundant, of having everything you need. Even though with this card especially, it does represent sort of like a darker nighttime moon energy, the subconscious, things that are kind of hidden from the sun and the brightness of the world. This is more talking about, I think, like your intuition and the inner knowing that you have, that you can't quite shed light on for other people, but you have a pretty good grasp on. Especially, you know, you Pisces are very intuitive. So I think the idea here is to honor both sides and to not get too caught up in either. The Four of Cups is clearly you being able to fill your own cups here with this feeling of home, safety, security, having a place to rest and lay your head. So I see this all coming towards you, Pisces. If you haven't already found this, this is what you're working towards, and I see it being a success. I think this Devil card here is a card of warning, possibly just saying don't get too caught up in this Pentacles energy. The idea is not to make a ton of money, but to feel actual security, like the feeling of security. Sometimes the more money we have, the less secure we feel because we start to worry about losing our money and our security. And that's the opposite of this Empress energy. That's something that, you know, essentially will lead to dragon sickness if you're a fan of J.R.R. Tolkien. But it's just this, you know, warning, I think, for us to not be too obsessed with the material things and what all these people around us are thinking about us and all that jazz. Like, we don't need to appear wealthy or successful in order to be happy. We just need to feel secure and abundant. And so if you're focused on only the money, that's what's going to lead you to this karmic cycle and feeling depressed and feeling like it's never enough, right? So to get out of that, I think this is just a warning to say, like, hey, it's always amazing to have a balance. Like, you need this masculine side to be focusing on your pentacles, your material security, but we also, it's only just one part of us. It's not the whole thing. The Empress card is much more important in terms of representing an energy that feeds us throughout our entire lives. and can sustain us over the long haul, and will feed us spiritually and emotionally as well as materially and physically. All right, so lastly, let's get some cards of advice out here for Pisces. What is the final advice for Pisces today? What else can we... Ooh, awesome. It's pretty good. The Sun card came out. Ooh, Death on the back of the deck. So you really might be coming to an end here, Pisces, with this Death card that you don't see coming. The Sun card came out in reverse, so that's seeing something that we might not want to have looked at before. The Three of Swords in reverse, that's fantastic. That means quick healing, something that you're going to be healing from, getting over, moving on from very soon. And then the Eight of Pentacles came out kind of like sideways, so I'm going to talk about it both upright and reversed. This is a card of hard work, of spinning your web day by day. This is kind of what we've been talking about here with our initial energy with the Daughter of Wands, the Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords, all of this kind of... We had the Eight of Pentacles in our last reading too. And, you know, we've been talking about paying our dues, putting in those hours, racking up the experience. This is this card, right? But I think coming after this warning that we had from the devil to not look too hard to our pentacles to satisfy us, I think this is equally saying, you know, don't look to your work just to define you or make you who you are. It's something that can provide us a sense of security, but in the end, it is a means to the end of that feeling of safety. So if your feelings are off, there's no point in working your ass off, you know, like just to be miserable. We're focused on helping ourselves feel abundant and safe. And sometimes work will help us with that. Sometimes work can hurt us with that. So it's always a balance. Like, you don't want to make work your entire world, because then you're still not going to be meeting that end, which is the emotional fulfillment. But I don't really see that being a problem for you in terms of being able to heal. This Three of Swords reversed here is telling me that you will heal. You're on your path to healing. You're honestly, let's be honest, you're probably healing as we speak. And it's just a little bit harder for us to see that sometimes when we're feeling exhausted, we're going through all the motions. It can be difficult while we're in it to see how much progress we've made. But that's why sometimes journaling can be great, or even just like recording things, going back and looking at your old photos and seeing how you felt back then and how you feel now, and comparing those two things and realizing like, wow, I am in such a different place now. It's crazy. Like, even though things don't look like they've morphed that much, they really have inside. And then the Sun reversed here, like it's still a great sign. Like, light is shining in your energy, in your reading. But it's kind of this warning, like, don't fly too close to the sun. Sometimes brightness, too much positivity, too much, you know, just shining light on the situation can lead to sunburn. It can lead to disorientation. We can melt our wings, metaphorically. And it's just like, sometimes we do need this moon energy, this Empress energy, this sort of darker, quieter side of ourselves, where we go internally and really look for the places where the sun isn't always shining, and we face those things within ourselves and within the world around us. And that can also lead us to happiness and fulfillment. It's not always through the happiness, sunshine, bright days, woohoo, positive mindset stuff that keeps us going. It can always be the other side as well. It just matters how we're processing it and what we're taking away from those things. But I do see you, like an ending here for you in the future, and you might not see it coming yet, but I can see it here, Pisces. You are moving past this feeling of exhaustion, this feeling of, you know, not ever getting your dues. you're coming out the other side because you've learned how to balance work, and you've learned how to heal while you're working, and you've learned the lessons of toxic positivity, and you're learning to accept the things that make you sad and process them, admit them, look them in the face and say, I see you, I hear you, and I see that this is important. There's a reason I'm feeling this way, and I acknowledge that. And thank you for showing me why I'm feeling sad. Now I can take that information and move forward and fix the things that I'm, doing to wear myself out, and I can bring in more positive things for myself now that I know how I'm really feeling. So if we just keep that in mind, Pisces, all of these lessons are things to just information to lead us to more safety and more fulfillment, like I like to say. So press the like button if this video resonated with you. I'd really appreciate a subscribe if you enjoy the content. I'm trying to grow the channel, and it's doing really well right now. We just passed 500 subscribers maybe about a week ago, and we're headed to the 1,000 subscribers mark. So if you want to enter for a chance to win a free hour reading from me, press subscribe. I'm giving that away to one of my first 1,000 subscribers. I hope this brought you some hope for your day and brought you some confidence in where you're headed, Pisces. You're such an amazing person. I love reading for your energy. I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about how much hard work and awesome stuff that you've been digging deep and pulling out of yourself. I'm really, really proud of you. So keep going. You are on the right path. And I hope you live long and prosper, Pisces.